I wanted to murder my husband, not because of anything he did. No, it was because of the way he was breathing. They had degrees and I had doubt. Do I have dementia? Do I have cancer? Like, I have a daughter to raise. What the fuck is going on? It was about identity. I felt like I was disappearing. I am not going quietly. I knew with absolute certainty that everything I'd been told by every doctor I had seen for the last several years was... I wanted to murder my husband, not because of anything he did. No, it was because of the way he was breathing. Not loud breathing, not mouth breathing, not snoring, just breathing, existing near me with sound. And the thing is, I already have misophonia, which is a topic for another episode. But I have it, so every noise, even on a good day, makes me want to relocate to a cabin in the woods with no Wi-Fi and certainly no humans. But this was different. This was straight up hormonal rage on top of my already low tolerance for bullshit. So I felt like I was truly losing my mind. And the scariest part, nobody told me this was coming. Hey friends, I'm Cynthia Garcia, and this is I'd Like to Thank Myself. So last week, I had lunch with a friend. She's a little bit younger than me, and we walk in, and she goes straight to the bar. Now, I thought it had just been that kind of day, but she ended up ordering a coffee. She got an espresso, and I was like, hey, well, this is interesting. So we sat down and I said, are you good? Are you okay? And she said, I just haven't been sleeping very well. So I'm exhausted all the time. Like, I've been waking up around 3 o'clock every morning. Plus, like, I'm waking up and I'm just drenched in sweat. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then she says, everybody's getting on my nerves. Like, people have been driving me crazy. I think it's because I'm not sleeping well. And she's going on, and I'm just sitting across from her, watching her describe my life, aka hell, from 5 years ago. So I said to her, have you talked to your doctor about this? And she goes, yeah, no, of course. I had blood work done just a few weeks ago, and everything is normal. I guess I'm just doing too much. Today, I'm going to tell you about the years that I lost of my life because a doctor told me that I was fine. And I'm going to share with you what happened the night that a friend handed me something that changed everything. All right, let's get into it. Now, before I tell you what happened, I need you to understand what I was dealing with. It wasn't one thing, it was everything all at once. So I had gained weight, like wake up in the morning looking 6 months pregnant, that kind of weight. Bloated, my adult acne came back, and it wasn't just acne. Like, that was a whole identity crisis in my mirror every morning, right? And I would flash back to when my skin was a mess when I was young and just kind of what I'd gone through. If you've ever had acne when you're a teenager and you've struggled with your looks and your self-confidence, you know what I mean. But wait, there was more. I also wasn't sleeping. I'd wake up at 3 a.m., my pajamas completely soaked, like I'd entered a wet t-shirt contest in my dreams. I would get up, I'd change my clothes, and I'd go back to bed. Like, it was awful. I mean, this was happening like every single night. And then I started getting brain fog. Like, I couldn't remember shit. I would go into a room, no idea why I was there. If you know, you know, right? Now, this, though, was super concerning for me because several years ago, my dad was diagnosed with dementia. And so I'm going through all of these things and I'm thinking, is this that? Like, oh God, is this happening to me? Or is there something else wrong? Like, I just felt off. And then I start thinking, well, my mom had breast cancer. So, here I am standing in my kitchen at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Can't remember why I walked in there. And all I can think is, do I have dementia? Do I have cancer? Like, I have a daughter to raise. What the fuck is going on? One minute I'm crying. The next minute, I wanted to fight everybody in a 5-mile radius. Like, it was crazy. I felt like I was falling apart. So then I go to Austin, Texas. Going there for a work trip. One night, I'm there by the lake. And just something inside of me broke completely open. So let me set the scene for you. So my business partner and I had a retreat in Austin, and we were out on this beautiful lake. We had gone out. That's when the eclipse was happening. It was just a moment, just the two of us out on a boat. We had a glass of wine, like things were amazing, right? And we're trying to relax before everyone else that we've planned this retreat for actually show up. So we're on the lake and we're just catching up. And I just fall apart, just sobbing, full breath, or full body emotions. I can't catch my breath. And this is a woman who had seen me make crazy business decisions, like business decisions that could have changed everything. Some business decisions that did change everything. I've known her for over a decade. I've done these things without flinching. Like I've been through some really crazy times. And she just looked at me very calm, probably like I had looked at my friend sitting across from the table who had ordered a coffee as soon as she got there. And she said, "Don't worry, I've got you." So we get off the boat. We go back that night. She hands me an estrogen patch and a progesterone tablet, two things. And she said, "Here's where you put this on. Take this. Let me know how you feel in the morning." I slept better that night than I had in years. I mean, I was ready to give up my firstborn for whatever was in that little fucking pill. I was in great shape. But what I also was a little pissed because when I woke up that morning, I knew with absolute certainty that everything I'd been told by every doctor I had seen for the last several years was complete bullshit. I mean, complete bullshit. Now, I remember looking back on things when I was younger, my mom would say "I'm just going through the change," right? Just going through the change. And she said it the same way that she said everything else that was hard, right? It's just something that you dealt with. And listen, where I grew up, you didn't go to the doctor because you felt bad. You went when something was broken or hanging on by a string. Everything else, you just had to push through, right? Because we couldn't afford to go to the doctor. That wasn't even a thing. And I remember my mom saying "Oh, I'm just going through the change." And I remember thinking, "You're just old." I was just 40. And here I am, me, my little stupid fucking teenage mind. And I was "Oh my gosh, she's 87 years old," right? And what's funny is now I'm the one going through the change. And I am not going quietly. And here's what really just fucking kills me. I should have known. I had every reason to know that something was going on with me, with my body. And I didn't. So I'll tell you why in just a second. And before I get into that real quick, you know that I am a skincare founder. And if you didn't, well, now you do. So my company is called Rewritten Beauty. And I spent $1.3 million testing products on myself long before I ever sold a single thing. So if you want to know what I actually use on my face every day, the link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so why did I, someone with a clinical nutrition background, someone who had founded a school that trains health professionals, sit in a doctor's office and take "you're fine" as an answer for years? I'm not some random woman Googling symptoms at midnight. I am a board-certified clinical nutritionist. I founded an accredited school where we've been educating health professionals for 16 years now. I have studied the human body at a cellular level for most of my adult life. And yet, I still sat in a doctor's office and let him tell me I was fine. He said to me, "Your hormones are within normal range. Nothing to worry about. Get some sleep." Motherfucker, if I could. So I went home and I just tried harder. I thought maybe I just need to work out a little bit more, eat cleaner. I slept less because I sure couldn't sleep more. And things didn't get any better. Shocking, I know. So I thought, okay, let me go to another doctor. Same thing. Everything looks normal. A third doctor. "Have you tried managing your stress?" Motherfucker, I'm going to manage your stress if you don't tell me what's going on. Years of "you're fine," while my body was screaming that I was not fine. And I let it happen because they had degrees and I had doubt. And I will never do that again. Because here's the thing that nobody's saying out loud. And I mean, nobody. The phrase, your hormones are within the normal range, is doing more damage to women over 40 than any product, any diet, any bad skincare routine combined. Because in range doesn't mean optimal. In range doesn't even mean functional. In range means you fall somewhere between the statistical floor and the ceiling. And congratulations, you're not dead yet. Here's the door. And look, I'm not here to trash your doctor. Some doctors are amazing, some not so much. But the problem is a system that wasn't built for what we're going through. A system that was designed to diagnose disease, not to help women who are slowly losing themselves to a hormonal shift that affects literally everything. I mean, everything, your skin, your sleep, your weight, your hair, what else? Your mood, your memory, your sex drive, your ability to not commit a felony when someone chews too loudly. Is it just me? It might just be me. Anyways, and the system says, you're fine. You are not fine. You know you're not fine. Trust that. And listen, I can tell you what this costs me, not in money, but in something worse. The real cost of being dismissed isn't the copay. It's the time. It's the years. It's the years of thinking that something was seriously wrong with me. Years of being terrified that I had dementia like my dad. Years of wondering if I was a bad mom because I didn't have the energy to be present for Rain the way I always wanted to. Years of my marriage being harder than it needed to be because when your hormones are running a rogue operation, everything your partner does feels personal. Zach breathing near me felt like a personal attack. And he didn't do anything wrong. He was just there, existing, which in my head was apparently enough. And then I found out that some of the products I'd been putting on my skin for years, things I trusted, had ingredients that were making it worse. Parabens, endocrine disruptors, stuff that was literally interfering with my hormones while I was paying doctors to figure out why my hormones were a mess. Make it make sense. I mean, truly, the irony of that still makes me want to throw something. But the cost isn't just money. It's the version of yourself that you lose while everyone keeps telling you that you're fucking fine. And the version you become while you're losing yourself, nobody warns you about that part either. So can we just talk about it? Like, can we talk about what perimenopause actually looks like? Because the brochure is bullshit. The brochure says hot flashes and mood swings. That's like saying a hurricane is a bit of wind and some rain. Seriously, who the fuck wrote that? Here's what actually happens. I've talked about this before. Your hormones have a meeting. It's a secret meeting. You're not invited. And in that meeting, they decide to fuck up your entire life. Sleep, gone. 3 a.m., you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering where your birth certificate is. Why? Nobody knows, but your brain has decided that this is an emergency and it needs that document right fucking now. Then there's the night sweats. Listen, I started keeping a second set of pajamas next to the bed like I was having a pit stop, like you're doing a full NASCAR tire change at 3 a.m. in the dark. It's a whole production. And the rage, I already told you I have misophonia, right? But perimenopause said, hold my beer. Every noise became a crime against me personally. Again, Zach breathing, the water running, like my own hair touching my neck, someone eating, all of it was grounds for violence. And you can't explain this to people. You can't say, I need you to stop breathing near me because my hormones have turned me into a low-key psychopath. I mean, you can, but it doesn't land great at dinner parties. Now, if this was one of those YouTube videos, this is where I would tell you that I figured it all out. Don't you worry. Here is my 5-step protocol and everything's great now. So good. So good. That's not what happened. What's actually happening right now, today, this week, is messier than that. And honestly, it's the part of this that I haven't said out loud. This is not one of those I figured it out and now everything is great story. Now, yes, I did find the right doctor. I am on a protocol that works. I understand what's happening inside my body. And it's still a ride. Still a ride. There's still mornings that I wake up and I am exhausted for no reason. Not I stayed up late exhausted. I am like bone deep. Did somebody drug me last night? Exhausted. When that means the day that I had planned, the calls, the content, the workout, the whole thing just goes straight to shit, just gone. And there's nothing I can do about it except sit with it. And don't even get me started on the hormonal migraines that'll take me out for at least a day or two. I just wake up on a random Tuesday and there it is. There's also still nights at 3 a.m. where my hormones decide to go off-roading and end up in a ditch somewhere. And again, I'm just lying there, wide awake, staring at the ceiling. But here's what's different now. I'm no longer scared, first of all. I know I don't have dementia. I know I don't have cancer. I thought I had everything back in the day. This is just what bodies do at this stage. And I just get to be patient with myself, which, by the way, is not something that I'm naturally good at. Like patience, oh my gosh, it is not in my top 10 personality trait. I mean, it's not in my top 100, let's be honest. And some days my storyteller shows up, you know, the one that tells you you're not good enough, you're ugly, you're fat, your best years are behind you. That bitch. She's loud and she's convincing, and she has been rehearsing this monologue for your entire life. And then your more stable self, or at least my more stable self, the one who remembered to take her meds that day, swoops in and says, oh, don't listen to her. You know better. So I kind of feel like I'm in this cocoon right now. I'm not quite yet the butterfly. I'm in that messy metamorphosis. And that gets to be okay. Because all of it is making me more of who I'm supposed to be, not less. And I want to be careful here because I am not about to tell you what to do with your body. I'm not saying every woman needs to go out and get hormone replacement therapy. I'm not even saying your doctor is wrong. I'm not even saying my path is the only path. Some women go through this part of life and they feel totally fine. Their doctors are actually listening to them. Wild, I know. Their experience is completely different from mine, and that is valid. I am the last person who's going to tell another woman what to do with her body. That is literally the problem I'm talking about in the first place. What I'm sharing is this. If you feel like something is off and someone with a degree tells you you're fine, and you walk out of that office still feeling like something is off, you're allowed to trust yourself. You're allowed to get a second opinion, a third, fucking a 10th one, until someone actually hears you. Because what I figured out through this whole process is that you know your body better than anyone with a lab result. And you do not have to lose years of your life waiting for permission to believe that. But this was never really about hormones. Not for me. It wasn't about the weight. It wasn't about the skin. It wasn't even about the night sweats or the brain fog or wanting to commit a small tasteful crime every time Zach exhaled. It was about identity. I felt like I was disappearing. On the outside, on the inside, it's like the woman I knew myself to be was leaving, and no one could tell me why. And the people I trusted to help me kept saying nothing was wrong. See, that's the real cost of your hormones are in range. It's not a medical failure, it's an identity theft. And it happens so slowly you don't even realize it until you're sobbing on a lake in Austin, Texas, wondering who you even are anymore. But I think the thing is just giving ourselves grace at this point, being old enough to stop judging like a motherfucker, and wise enough to know that as women, we are magical motherfucking unicorns. We go through some stuff, we do, and we come out on the other side still standing, still building, still refusing to disappear. I want to be present for me. I want to be present for my daughter, right? I want to be the real me, the one who builds things and fights for things and refuses to let any part of her life go unattended. And I refuse to go through the change the way the world expects me to. Quietly, invisibly, gratefully. My mom went through it alone. So did hers, probably. But that ends with me. So, a toast. Today, I'm raising a glass to the woman who sobbed on a lake in Austin, Texas, who was gaining weight and losing sleep and also losing her mind and wondering if, well, she was losing everything. I'd like to thank that woman who wanted to murder her husband, but luckily didn't go through with it, so I could be here with you today, making sense of all the shit that, let's be honest, none of us can really make sense of. To who we were, to who we are, and to the icons we're becoming. For that and so much more, I'd like to thank myself. Cheers.